expert, right? These people, they have to know it all, right? Because if they don't know it all, they feel like they're going to be exposed for not knowing it all. But there is no possible way that you can know everything. Nobody knows everything. And what is it saying? What is it saying? The person who thinks the person who thinks they know everything knows that they know nothing at all, something like that. Like nobody knows everything, y'all. Like it's impossible, right? So how do you know if you're this type, right? So if you shy away from, and I tell people this all the time, if you shy away from applying to jobs because you don't have one of the requirements, you might be in this category. Like, I don't understand that with people. You look at the job description and it say, okay, you gotta have these 6 things. And you say, your coworkers, but still say your name of my coworkers. If it says you need 6 things and you don't have one, you say, oh man, I can't, that one's not for me. I can't apply to that one. That's not what? You mean come on now, one thing? You got to remember that on every job, you are going to have to learn something. Nobody knows everything at any position. That's why they have a training period, right? And if it's not a formal training period, you have someone that you're going to pair up with so you can learn how they do the job. So you're not going to know everything. So you got to give yourself time to learn. You got to give yourself time to learn these things, right? Um, if you are, and I will tell you, Black people, we are the ones who do that, who look at those job descriptions and say, okay, they said you got to have this, so I can't apply to this one and won't apply. But white people, they will apply to those jobs if they don't have any of them. But see that when you think about that for a minute, right? There's a deeper issue of feeling inadequate, right? Of feeling like you're incompetent, the lack of confidence, the lack of self-esteem within yourself. And could be a whole nother live, a whole nother video, but where does that come from? Especially when you have, I'm giving an example for a white person to say, oh, I don't have any of these, but I'm interested in the job. Let me go ahead and apply. And they will apply. And guess what? They're going to get the job because you didn't even apply. So what the choice is, that's the choice that's left. You see what I'm saying? You didn't even give yourself a chance to be able to fight for yourself if you got the interview. Because who knows, you could have been the only one that applied for that job. Simply on the fact that other people are saying, well, no, I don't have this, I'm not going to apply. You could have been the only one. Instead of 10 applicants, there could have been 2 applicants. Okay, at least you would have gotten a chance to fight for yourself. And they say, okay, well, we got only 2 applicants. Let's interview both of them. And then you would have had a chance to go to an interview, right? And present yourself well and things like that. So never count yourself out when it comes to those job postings. And a lot of times on those job postings, it might say all of that stuff and you ain't even doing none of that stuff. You won't even be doing any of that stuff, right? They just want to know if you're a team player, if you know how to handle conflict well, are you a problem solver? Is your schedule flexible? I've seen some jobs where they were in such a crutch where they were, like on a hiring spree. And really, all they wanted to know were people willing to work overtime? Okay, when you get in the interview, ask the people, are they willing to work overtime? If so, they're good. Because we want people, well, of course, because we're going to train them, right? We're going to train them, but all we need to know is if they're willing to work that overtime. If they're willing to work that overtime, we good. So, but you looking at the requirements, you say, "Oh, I don't even got that and got that. I ain't even gonna apply." Don't do that. You missing out on your opportunity. You missing out on your opportunity, right? So, these are also people who don't like to be called experts, even though you have the skills and the knowledge that indicates that you are. There are a lot of people who have these specializations and things like that, specializations, in different areas, but they don't really want to be called the expert. They might say things like, "Oh, I've just had a lot of experience. I've worked with these type of clients a lot. But I wouldn't call myself an expert. They don't like to be called that. Because they're always seeking more knowledge. They're always seeking more trainings and things like that. This is also, I mentioned this before. Another way that you can kind of overcome this is by only, getting those certifications and those trainings when you need it. Don't just get it just because. Don't waste your energy on that because really too, you can't really figure out if you don't have any plans to use it or if you're not looking for a different type of opportunity as far as your career, like when are you really going to use it? And who are you? Most of these people, when you talk about imposter syndrome, they're doing these things for themselves, really. It's kind of crazy when you think about it because some of these types are thinking about what other people are thinking, but they're doing things for themselves and thinking this about themselves. So it's kind of an odd place to be, really. Um, Also, the expert can also try mentoring other people. So if you're mentoring maybe entry level workers or mentoring uh, um, college students about the knowledge and the things that this may help reduce those feelings of inadequacy for you because now you feel like, okay, I am really helping someone because they don't know. They knew. They don't really know what's going on, or, again, they haven't had the chance to apply the skills that they're learning. They haven't been in that real world experience, that practical work world, right? So you're going to be assisting them and helping them learn these things.